Okay, so if you watched the video of the deadlift overview with me breaking down the various methods, now let's just focus on some of the summarizing points and the main things we want to focus on for proper execution. The main pattern of movement here starts with us lowering our arms down our thighs, down our shins to pick up the bar. So if I turn this sideways, ultimately our arms should drop vertically down from our shoulder blades with our hips moving back. And as you notice, I've created a nice little triangle. My hips are the pointy side, my arms are the flat side of the triangle. This is how we will load the hips with each rep. Now, a nice way to get into a good setup position is to find your hip bones right here, push just underneath them, and your hips will naturally go back. Now, with that being said, our chest is going to drop forward. That should happen if your hips are moving back in space, because that is how we want to prime them for the movement. Therefore, in order to stand, do not pull the weight. We want to push the floor. If we pull the weight, we'll activate back extensors. That leads to sore backs. We do not want to do that. Let's focus on pushing through the floor. What that does is make sure it activates glutes, hamstrings, keeping all the right muscles in play to extend the pelvis. We don't want to lead with our head either. We want to keep our head and spine nice and neutral. And by looking at the floor at the starting point, you should already be thinking to yourself, push the floor with your feet, push, push, push. And your body will naturally extend up nicely, keeping all the right muscles in play. Okay, and finally, airflow helps the muscles go. What that does, meaning, is we want to breathe throughout the movement. This is the core and hip connection to minimizing back extension. Like I said, we want all the right muscles in check. And if you're somebody that has a lower back issue, lower back tends to fire up, we can minimize that with proper breath control. But what you want to do is exhale throughout. We want to exhale as we push up. We want to exhale as we lower down. Reason being is because this keeps our core active throughout, and it keeps our system nice and calm, keeps all the joints in the best possible position to succeed. The latter is breath holding, which tenses up our whole system, and that is when you get your usual back pain and all the adverse effects. So let's make sure at the bottom of the movement, we take a nice inhale, exhale up, exhale down, save some gas in the tank so that you stay stable, activated, and exhaling on the lowering phase. And we're not weakening our system, we're staying nice and strong for that part too. That should summarize all the main parts you need to remember. Let's go build.